do we invent math or do we discover it? Like, is this something we make up and human beings agree on the rules? For instance, we invented the traffic rules. At some point, someone came along and said, hey, this is how a highway should work, and we are going to drive on the right-hand side. On a US highway, you drive on the right-hand side, but is there a reason you have to drive on the right-hand side? So we invented that law, but we discovered, I would say, the law of gravity. There wasn't a committee of human beings who got together and said, hey, let's make there be gravity. Let's all agree that objects will fall at this rate. That was something that existed independently of human beings. And the question is, which box would you put math in? Would you say that we discover the rules of math or that we invent the rules of math? And that's not like there's no right answer to that question. So whatever your perspective is, you're entitled to it, and it may change as you learn more. But it's definitely the case that we invent mathematical notation as we discover we need new things. I'm sorry, if I had an equation like 3 to the x is equal to 5, and I asked you to solve that, can we do that? We would take the natural log of both sides. And in modern parlance, we would say, okay, I'm taking ln of 3x, and that's equal to ln of 5. And then there's something called the properties of logarithms. And one of the properties of logarithms is that when you apply a logarithm, you get to bring the exponent down. We can bring this b down, and this would become equivalent to b times natural log of a. Do that in this problem we're looking at. We bring down this x times natural log of 3 is equal to natural log of 5. And now notice something with me, which is, this is the same pattern as if I just had 2x equals 3. It's something times x equal to a number. It's just that the numbers are wonky looking things like ln 3 and ln 5, but it's just this basic linear equation that we could look at that I divide by ln of 3. Awesome, thank you. So when I do that, all I'm going to have here is I'm going to divide by ln of 3 and cancel out. And what that leads me to is that my final answer here is x equals ln of 5 over ln of 3. And the question philosophically is, like, did human beings, like, was there some ln thing that was existing in some kind of psychological ether, and at some point it just bumped into a human brain, like it already existed? Or was it the case that somebody just decided, okay, we're solving this equation all the time, and it's really hard, so I'm going to make something that has some properties that make solving the equation easy? And that's the question. And as I said, no one knows. But people knew that equations like this existed for a really long time. It wasn't until about 400 years ago. What is the point of saying this? The point of saying this is